celebrates the smaller channels who are working to bring down the cult and protect human rights. Scooter Mom celebrates the smaller channels, the ones who need more attention and are out there more and more. If you want Scooter Mom to show a small channel, send her clips and links, since you are making clips and sharing links is easy to do. Whether you protest and or watch that needs you.
Hello, welcome in. I don't see anybody chatting, but I did see a couple of advance likes, so I appreciate that. Hello, Style, welcome in. I am happy to have you here, and we're just gonna, kind of roll with it a little bit while we wait for others to show up. Hey, Miss Kim, you're awake. That's fantastic. Hello, Cricket. Welcome in. Good to see you here. I'm hoping to see Fuzzy and or J-Bat at least. Ah, there's J-Bat. Good to see you. Perfect timing. I know that you're calling yourself J-Batty, but it's J-Bat to me. Boomer. Resisting change, okay? So just, accept me as I am. So it is so good to see so many of you here already, and I am really happy that we've managed to make it here today because, stuff. There's been a lot of stuff. I was actually personally a little concerned last Wednesday that doing a show on Wednesday might mean that I wouldn't have enough clips for today. And knock on wood, 2 different kinds, I have enough today. Yes, I know. I will always be Scooter Mom. Exactly. And you know what? I have no problem with that. I am now Scooter Mom, Scoots, Scooter, Scooty Patootie for one particular person. I don't even know. I mean, there have been other things that people have called me in chats, usually when I am modding, so I don't, count those. So anyway, as you will see, my co-host has already joined me. He is, however, sleeping on the job because that's what he does best. That is Mr. Kiko, who is my handsome boy. So I do hope that he continues to just sleep, because then he won't steal the focus. Because that is most important. And I don't know why certain people are texting me right now, because they know that I go live right now. So those certain people who are not watching my live are just going to have to deal with the no answer. And it will occur to them that, oh yeah, she might be busy. So I do want to show off the shirt. I'm not lifting up all the way, and I'm not lowering the camera because I won't get it back in the right place. But you can read the top part, and below that is a raccoon in black, and it says, I'm gonna be busy. So I hope you enjoy this. This is a Pup Groomer 20 original. Hi, Hitzel. Welcome in. So I really could not wait to get this shirt to wear it. Thank you, Kim. I absolutely love it. And actually, I had to actually wear it with witnesses, because at least one of my daughters really likes it too. So, I got to stake my claim to my shirts. Anyway, let's get down to business. Sorry, I heard a cat leave and I wasn't sure if it was my co host or not because I don't actually look at myself usually on the screen. I'm just looking at the chat. uh, so I did hear a cat, but it was Midnight who hasn't quite settled yet. She's trying to figure out where she would like to be. All right, so welcome to the Scooters Anti-Cult Report. We're off to a great start, where we focus on the anti-Scientology channels with less than 1.5K subs. Yes, Cricket. A list at least at minimum and a spreadsheet would probably be helpful. I agree. Um, I am happy to have you here. The purpose of this show, as you may have heard once or twice, is to boost positive attention to the smaller channels in the anti-Scientology community. If they are working to end the abuses of Scientology and not end others in the community, I would like to feature that work. I will also share some of the larger channels, but my focus will always be featuring the smaller channels. I show clips and shorts here, so please follow all the links to watch the full videos and subscribe to everyone. For those of you on the replay, I do put links in the description after the live airs. Now, I do hope, as I said, that all of you are doing well, and if you're not, I hope for a quick recovery for you. I do have more clips than I usually do today. I'm hoping that it's not too many, but it's also not too few because some of them are shorter. In the meantime, I will just ask that you have patience with me because I just could not cut any of them because each in their own way is extremely important to show the work that is being done on a regular basis. So, and some of them are just fun. So let's start off with in Los Angeles this past week. Audit LA and Laura handed out the first batch of the Child X books by Jamie Mustard. Excuse me, sorry. I'm trying to avoid putting in the throat lozenge because it's so large that I fight with it to get it out of the way so I can speak. I need smaller lozenges. And recommendations are always welcome. Okay, so congrats to everyone for keeping up the pressure and raising the funds to donate the books. So let's have a look at this first clip. And I will warn you that because I have so many tabs ready to go, that could be causing the computer thetans, just because I am really putting the computer through its paces. So it might be that and not YouTube, just saying, but I mean, it's just going to have to get with the program. All right, here we go.
So just to add to that, in Scientology, today I have the book from Jamie Mustard. This is not a gift. This is evidence for every single one of you. He specifically wants a message for every one of you inside the book on the very nice goldenrod color, which is the color that they print your name on when you get declared or excommunicated from Scientology, so that the whole inside of Scientology knows this person's bad, never speak to them again. That happened to me, and that happened to almost every single person that has tried to explain their childhood in the culty crime organization Scientology. So this book is a very detailed, full of evidence of this one person's childhood that represents a lot of the children and the abuses and the crimes. So just to add to that, in Scientology, today I have rework from Jamie Mustard. This is not a
Okay, so I wasn't sure if it had looped yet, and now I am. So apologies. And I think midnight may have just settled here. All right, so that was one. And hello, Becky. Anytime you get here is on time. I mean, sort of. So, and then Audit went and spoke at another meeting following up. And I think Laura was there and had spoken as well. So they've really been making the rounds. So have a look at this second one. As soon as I find it.
Mr. President, who gets it, when it's simple, right? You just apologize when you're wrong. But I'm here to back up Miss Laura FM, somebody born and raised in Scientology. And she's the first one to help me, that I started to advocate for when I heard her story. And now there's a book that we're passed out today to the police as part of her testimony to the police commission. We will be passing it out here too, talking about another child's experience and the crimes against children that have gone on under our noses for decades, and why her situation matters. Thank you.
So, hi, Irish. Hi, Phoenix Book Girl. So now, those are only two of the people who call in or show up on a regular basis. And I'm going to keep repeating it so that everyone is aware. There are a lot of people working behind the scenes, calling in every week to make sure that they hold the police and city council to the fire. So, they don't get, in my opinion, they don't get enough recognition, and we need to change that. So, it's great that they support each other, but they need to be supported by the rest of us as well. Now, this has been going on for quite a while, as some of you will already know. For example, and it's been going on since last year, but I'm not going through videos from last year. I saw that Antics was uploading videos over the weekend. It turns out she was trying to clear some space so that she can make room for more videos. And here's the first one that I saw that she had uploaded just on the weekend. And this is from May. And I just need to find it. Here we are.
Start with the public comment period, starting with Georgina. Georgina, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You'll have 60 seconds to offer your public comment.
Thank you. I'm concerned about the constant abuse of the permits on L. Ron Hubbard Way. They're constantly taking out permits. They aren't displaying the permits. Then when you ask for the permit, they show the permit request and not the actual permit, which has usually altered terms. They use the police as security to keep protesters and people away. And that street needs to remain open for the hospitals, but it's also greatly important that that street remain open for the Scientologists that are trapped in those buildings that might be trying to escape. Please Google the more Bolstad story. That's Bolstad, Bolstad. She was kidnapped and held under 24-hour guard. Took her 3 more years to escape. Closing off that street closes off any avenue of hope for those people that are trapped inside those buildings. Please stop the abuse.
So, I do believe that there is a coordinated effort amongst the callers so that they reinforce the point, which I think is a very good idea. They can't just say that they only heard it from one person. So, that's just my opinion. Again, all opinions expressed here are mine and mine alone. Now, this one came up in my feed last week. I have never heard of Owen Morgan before. However, he is a YouTuber. Go figure. And it turns out he has done a couple of shows on Scientology. And I guess he's been seeing Jenna's shorts, and that prompted him to do another show. So I just want to share a clip with you. And of course, the link will be in the chat. Okay. Here we are. Now, you're not going to hear him watch Jenna's clip in this clip. However, if you go and watch the whole video, he does watch a couple of them.
They will follow you, stalk you, bug your house. They've literally wiretapped people's houses. It's called fair gaming. And check this out. Here's another good example. And I have another show, clip from her, but check this out. Who is Leah Remini? First thing that pops up, aside from Wikipedia and IMDb. Wait. Oh, wow. She must have done the SEO to get it off of here. Here, Leah Remini, the facts. It's pushed down like 10 links, so that's something. Leah Remini, the facts. This is propaganda. This is created by the Church of Scientology. You see these ugly photos of her, these sinister, evil, look from the side
black
type of
and
things.
white.
They get her family members to sit down and talk about how bad she is.
Members themselves tell a different story.
Behind the scenes,
they will follow.
So, I mean, to be a little picky, he doesn't get everything right, but he's not as engrossed in the topic as we are. So I don't expect him to be perfect on all his notes. In fact, most of us never-ends are not perfect on all our notes. We do try to be, but anybody can get something wrong, right? Hi, Club Brain Fog. Oh, I thought you were just busy watching your furry little boys playing and wrestling, or sleeping, or any other cute thing they might do. I'm noticing my co-host might just sort of slide off the pillows behind me. That won't steal any focus at all, will it? Anyway, and if I try to help him, he won't appreciate it. So anyway, please do take a look at that video. And I did make a comment after watching the video, just to correct a couple of little things. But there were a lot of people in the comments who were also making corrections, but also really had been unaware of Scientology. Hi, Bill. And the things that it does, or that they do. until they had seen that video. And then, of course, you know, you had to find at least one who was like, oh, this is old news. Okay, fine. To you it is. Anyway. Yeah, Miss Kim, I went in on that action. The proceeds, that is. All right. So, Club Brain Fog, you actually have really good timing because I have a clip from your outing. Now, I have it down as, no, I don't actually. I didn't specify a day. That's good because, you know, brain farts are us, right? Anyway, I believe it was just yesterday. I call it Bizarro Day at the org. Please have a look. And this is just one interaction that took place.
When we Chinese people, they don't like white people. They said that, how is it?
What does it have to do with us?
How is it?
Don't talk to her. What does it have to do with us?
Huh?
Chinese people don't like white people?
Yeah, Burmese Chinese people, they don't like white people.
What does that have to do with us?
They don't like Kushanga. Kushanga has a dead body. Kushanga pray a dead body. That's what they said.
Oh, I'm glad you're getting this on a live right here. I'm live right now.
Huh?
I'm live right now, and I'll make sure to ask Burmese people if they hate white people.
What is doing?
You're talking right here. You're talking to my mic. So you're actually letting your own people know that you are an active racist. Do you know that?
What do you mean active racist?
You just said that you don't like white people. Your race.
No, not me.
So you're making racist comments about other people.
I'm talking about other Asian people.
Right. So you're making racist comments about Burmese people that don't like white people,
Yeah,
and so you're
Burmese Chinese people. They don't like white people.
So, yeah, I'm still very confused by that entire interaction. You know what, CBF, I was having a little difficulty understanding some of what she was saying. I could pick out enough words to get the gist of it, but yeah. You know, protesting we always seem to end up meeting some very, very interesting people out there. Anyway, please go and watch, because to top it all off, she was wearing a Tom Cruise sweatshirt, people. Hi, guys. You know what, Club Brain Fog, that might not actually be a bad idea, because I'm sure that Papa Cat and I weren't the only ones who were having difficulty understanding what she was trying to say. Of course, I think she was also having difficulty expressing what she was trying to say. There are just so many thoughts that run through my head, and I tried to live up to the polite Canadian standard. It's just so hard sometimes. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. Now, on a lighter note, we have proof of life for Natalie. If you haven't seen Aaron's video with Natalie from the other day, have a look and please go watch the whole thing.
I think it was you I was talking to the other day about this, and you're like, well, why don't you just go on and talk about one specific thing for the 15 or 20 minutes? And I realized that never occurred to me. I kept feeling like I can't come back unless I'm doing the level of work that I did on YouTube before. So I guess my question to you and to the audience is, would that be a thing? Because there are things like I watch some of your videos and I want to talk about it so bad.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, I realize this is one of these videos where I should probably not wait until the end to bring up the comments that are being starred. So as we're talking, I'm going to incorporate things that people are saying. I think the most fun.
Sorry, I did cut that off a little early, but he's not even going to get his full thought out before the clip ends. So go and watch it if you haven't seen it. Hello, Brian. And I saw hello, Friday. I had to scroll back up again because brain fart. So I am so happy to see Natalie alive and well. I mean, I knew she was alive. I knew that we would hear something if anything had happened. I am very happy that she is moving forward in her life from all the events of last year and those years leading up to it. She's never going to completely move on from Tony. We know that, and she shouldn't be expected to, but I'm glad that she is moving forward in the process. So, and, you know I've been told not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I do not compare myself in any way, shape, or form to what Natalie did with her recaps, because first of all, we're two very different people. Secondly, she has media experience. I just watched media and listened to media. So I would never consider myself being able to do it as well as she did it. But I have to admit, I was a little grateful that she's not ready to come back and do recaps just for my own sake. I'm just being honest here, people. Because she's so good at it. And she does, the whole hotline calls and like all of that stuff is absolutely hilarious. And that's just not going to happen here. You're going to get, computer Satans and furry co-hosts here. So I'm just saying. At any rate, she is going to be in Florida at the end of this week for the big birthday bash celebration. So please make sure that you are there for that, or watching if you're not actually physically going to be there. Now, oh, sorry. I lost my place for a second and thought I had skipped over something, and I haven't yet. So I am me, Brian, exactly. And thank you for saying it's just fine. Because pretending to be someone else has never worked out for me. So, all right. Getting back on track here, because it's not all about me. All right. So there was quite a bit of activity in Austin on Friday. First, Hitzel, Mr. Hitzel, and PTS in Texas were out at the org for several hours. Most of that was done with static recording. Scientology called the police on them twice. I have the first time here for you exclusively. And Hitzel will put it up on her channel after the Scooter Report. And thank you so much for that, Hitzel. You didn't have to do that, and I really do appreciate it. No, that's not the right one. That's the right one. I may have just switched the order on you, J-Bat, so my apologies if I did do that.
you know, enforcing our right to protest.
So is that what you guys are doing? Just kind of,
yes, sir.
Like, I don't know what you call it.
We do protest.
Yeah, protest.
Respectfully.
Normally,
they know us, though.
we'll
We've
have
been here
signs.
for a while.
Yeah.
Are you guys like just on your own, or do you have like a group you're with?
No, just on our own.
Just on your own. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just think it's
Scientology. They're horrible people.
We heard a lot of like crazy stories about what happens in the Scientology buildings, and we've met people, so we just think it's
From the
important.
church?
No,
Like you've met people
ex-Scientologists, yeah.
Ex-members. And
Yeah, so sometimes we'll like pass out flyers, which we might pass them out here in a little bit to students just so like they're aware. You know, that's pretty much like all we're doing.
That's all we do here.
Yeah. Can I see? I mean, I don't care. Can I see it? The flyer?
Let me see. Do I have one?
I'm not taking it from you guys.
No, you're good. You can
Okay,
have
see-
one. Yeah.
See what they are.
Here, hold my phone.
We deal with a lot of stuff on campus too, with people or students protesting different things.
Oh, yeah?
Like that, and we
Oh,
just always ask just to see like, hey, what are you guys out here doing? Like, what are you guys protesting or just,
So this one's a third generation Scientologist that committed suicide. He was a longtime member of Scientology.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he jumped off of a building.
That's why we passed.
Was this recent or?
No, this was like 20 years ago.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
like, they don't believe in like psychiatric like medicines and stuff, so we think it's important.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, we just try to be peacekeeper, make sure they don't get upset at you or there's no violence or anything like that.
Oh yeah, no, they're never gonna get that from us.
Yeah.
We're super peaceful.
Yeah.
We have also a rule. We go around the building. Sometimes we leave, come back. Keep a rule of staying at least like this far from the building. We don't get close or touch the building.
We definitely give them their space, their walking
We're
space.
all about following their we're not. They can't even
call on
say
us?
like nasty
Yes,
stuff to us.
they did.
Yeah, we got a call. I guess they're just concerned.
Typically, it's not BT though.
Yeah, but we're a part of the West Campus team. And so we're state police. That's why we're out here as a part of the West Campus unit. So
What's
we
your
come
last
out
name?
here. Sabota.
Sabata. Okay.
Yeah, we come out here because our students are out here too, right? That's the whole purpose of the West Campus team. But like I said, we're just making sure our job is a peacekeeper, making sure nobody's giving anybody problems, right?
Yeah,
Even if you're not giving them problems, I don't want them to come out here and give you guys problems.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, but all right, guys. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Is there an incident number? Do we get anything
No.
like that? Yeah, she's with us.
No, there's no report. It's
No
just like
report.
I said, it's just a conversation, We're just
Okay.
coming out here, just
Oh,
making
yeah.
sure. Like
No,
I said,
no
you guys
worries.
were here being cool on the sidewalk, so ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just more of a conversation.
I really do appreciate the fact that y'all are aware. I don't know if you are, in the side of them or not, but in case you don't know, I encourage you to take a look at their info online. They're very bad.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We come over here. We don't cost. We're probably known by the best protesters here in this area because we legit don't cost.
We're
Like
out
they
here.
really have to
What's your name?
pull something up or
Chris,
whatever they
Chris.
think in their mind.
Yeah.
To cost, and we're here open to
Sure. Yeah.
All right, guys.
And not to make it all about me again, that was the first time I attempted any editing because somebody doxed himself at the end of that. So just, giving his name. Now, Hitzel said she wasn't worried about it, but I figured it's good practice anyway. I've got to learn to do this stuff sometime. I did, however, have to ask my daughter to come help. What can I say? So that was interesting. That's the first time I've heard that the campus cops are state police. I thought they were like, I don't know, a step up from security guards. I don't, what do I know? I'm in Canada. But I found that interesting. Okay, so that was the longest probably video that I have for you today, but I thought it was important to share the whole thing with you, especially since I got the exclusive. Oh, he caught himself. I guess you guys, you're not getting any money. He fixed himself. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the cop sounded real enthusiastic. Yeah. Did you see the peekaboo? She was up there taking pictures, apparently. Thank you, Hitzel. I appreciate that. So, I don't know. At any rate, later on, I have another clip because, as I said, they were out there for hours. And that's not even the end of their evening. So just hold on. Here we are. Now, this one you may find a little difficult to hear. I don't think I can put subtitles on a clip. So you'll have to go and watch the clip yourself and crank up your volume because I have it up at the full volume.
Or so they call themselves, the Church of Scientology. Here, Guadalupe, Austin, Texas. We have been here for a few hours today, chalking up the whole by their parking lot, and we've been chalking up here in front of the Scientology building. A lot of students have been saying a lot of things while we're over here talking negatively about Scientology. But today we're here, Scientology, or so they call themselves, the Church of Scientology. Here, Guadalupe, Austin.
Sorry, I got distracted with the chat. And Rip Guy's not even here. So a thought occurred to me while I was reading the chat and putting up comments. Are the state police the same as the Texas Rangers, or are they a separate entity throughout Texas? Asks the Canadian who has absolutely no clue about any of this. I'll let you guys answer that while I move on. So I believe that the clip I just showed you was after actually the second police interaction, which you will see if you go and follow that clip or the link to that clip and watch the whole video. They're separate. Okay, thank you, Miss Kim. I'm not even going to call that a dumb question because that's not something that anyone in Canada would know unless they had some kind of experience or... Okay. Or had investigated it themselves. So, you know what? You learn something new every day. The Highway Patrol is the state. Yes, that I know. I watched Chips back in the day there, CBF. That's where I get some of my knowledge. I'm just going to tell you straight. All right. So now they were out at the org for so many hours, but they were not done yet. They surprised Miss Kim on 6th Street late that night. And let me just tell you, Xenu was a big hit with the crowd.
Hey, take a picture of me. Nice, brother. Have you heard of it? She said, yeah, like she believes that shit. I know she don't believe that shit. You getting paid for that. Yeah. Y'all be safe with that church, man.
So, the view that we had from Ms. Kim's camera, which unfortunately I do not have a clip of, was Xenu coming down the street towards Miss Kim. It was hilarious. And her reaction was even better. Yes, yes. Oh, Brian, I think so. There were some very interesting wardrobe choices. I will just warn you, if you have not watched that stream, Miss Kim was pretty quick to turn the camera at one point, but yeah. And so, of course, I also have clips from Miss Kim as well. So this is clearly the Austin segment of today's show. But it was just so much fun. Okay, here we go.
Right now.
What are you live streaming for?
I normally set up and I talk about Scientology because they opened up across, and I started coming out here this summer when classes were out. Normally I'm over at the org.
Yeah, isn't that like the main building that's like off the?
Yep, right. They opened up right across from the university on purpose.
I went through there. It was kind of nice.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
that's the problem. They look so legitimate. You don't know the abuse that goes on inside to us right now.
What are you live streaming for?
And one last one, I believe. Let me double check. Yep. So here we go.
All right. They don't believe in a God.
Yeah.
They say they're a church, but they only do that. They don't even say that inside. That was just to get tax exempt status. What they're told, the guy that created it was a science fiction writer in 1950. And they think if they take all these courses and pay all this money, like Tom Cruise has, like hundreds of millions of dollars, who knows, that when they get, all right.
So the guy on camera was not, in my opinion, terribly interested, but she was talking to someone that he was with, and they kept asking questions and seemed to be paying a lot of attention. Unfortunately, Miss Kim does forget to turn the camera sometimes. She is getting better at it, though. And while I'm on that note, I do need to say this. Someone actually, because I had put it on subscribers mode before she went live vertical, which is apparently the only way I can do it. So I was glad that she had scheduled that live, as incorrectly as it was. That's a whole other thing. Someone actually subscribed, waited the 5 minutes just to say to Miss Kim to stop yelling. Now, aside from the fact that that's just rude. Hi, Mary James. Good to see you. Thank you. And yes, I do tell them that it's rude. Unless you've been in that situation, there is no way to judge being in her shoes. It's a very noisy area that the sound fluctuates. It's sometimes you're dealing with loud engines, loud music from the pedicabs, loud groups passing by, and then it goes to a lower roar. But it's always loud. And you're fighting to hear yourself speak, which is a natural response for any human being. Plus, you can't hear how you're sounding through the mic. I can't hear how I sound through the mic right now. And I'm in my home setup. And I am more in control of the noises currently happening. If my neighbors start letting their dogs out and the dogs start barking at everything, I have no control over that. However, there's only so much a person can control. So, yes, she does move the mic lower so that she's not yelling into it. But it is a natural thing to raise your voice to be heard over the street noise. And I just needed to say that in her defense, because Miss Kim has some very sensitive mics and she will work it out eventually. It's just going to take practice. And yes, trolls will be themselves. At least she got a sub out of it. Yeah, I'm quite sure that they unsubbed after their rudeness. And I don't know, they might have been blocked. I'm just saying it's possible that some feisty mod said, oh no, you're not doing that here again. I'm just saying. You know what? It's just going to be a trial and error thing. And if you've never worked with mics before as well, you don't know what distance you need to have it at from your particular voice. You only get to learn that with testing. So, you know, I know that everyone here is in full support of Miss Kim, but just spread the word if you need to. Well, I'm asking you to spread the word. And then something happened with her stream and she had to end that stream and start a new stream, which I couldn't put on subscriber mode. So, of course, we got all the trolls that had just been held at bay all night. Yes, exactly, Irish. The troll has a volume button that they could have adjusted. Exactly. I didn't even say your name 3 times, Rib Guy. Oh, anyway, she has some very interesting encounters out there, but she also does get a lot of interest from people passing by. Yes, some of them may be tipsier than others, but that doesn't mean that they're not actually interested. So, you know what? I give her props because I have said it before. This is not a location that I would want to be in. Even the comparable location in Toronto, you would not find me there doing that. So, and I just lost my co-host. Oh, well. So I give all props to Miss Kim for doing that week after week, unless she's working covering somebody else. All right. So, if you thought that Journey's work on her map was finished, you would be wrong. Have a look at these clips that were sent to me just the other day. And again, adjust your volume accordingly if need be.
Those are all new pins. I know, Jakey. And so are these. This one, no. It brought me 2 here, but it's really here. Someone said this a long time ago. See how it says Sweet 100B? And then this one's like, oh, wait. No, that's not. But it is the picture that, or whatever. Anyways, so don't mind this one.
So that's one, and now here's the other.
Okay, so then we get into these little things, right? This belongs to the tower. The apartment complex. As far as I know, those people are not associated. But then I get 1130 Cleveland LLC. You'll see 2 addresses, one in Illinois and one in, oh, it's still out. See this one, this one, this one. You'll see 1130 Cleveland Street, Suite 286, Clearwater, Florida. Belongs to the same people. Okay, so then we get into these little things, right? This be
I do. Listen, I told my daughters from the time that they were little, I am the mean mom. Do not get it twisted. I've got 40 years of experience. I'm using it, okay? Hi, Lori. Welcome in. I know not everyone was raised the same way. I understand that. And I'm going to sound extremely boomerish right now. But I cannot believe the rudeness and the nerve of some people who do not know the person they're watching and just blurt out whatever opinion they have pop into, okay, yeah, their brain, because, their body is functioning and they are able to type whether on a phone or on a keyboard, but so their brain does do some functioning, but executive functioning, I suppose. But the censorship part of themselves is missing. And as I have said, and many of you have said in chats as well, free speech does not mean freedom from consequences. And if you're going to come into a chat that I personally am modding in, I'm not going to speak for anyone but myself, unless the channel owner has told me not to, and you come in there and you are rude, you might get one warning, but that will be about it, because it's not baseball. And I will correct you, because that's not acceptable behavior. So, okay. And I probably would say that if I wasn't a mom, but because I am one, it's just like stronger. Thank you, CBF. Well, I do straddle that fence, I believe, the boomer Gen X fence. So it's who I am. I'm not apologizing for it because, hey, exactly, Brian. Being nice doesn't cost you a nickel. Ain't no need to be unpleasant. Unpleasant people suck. Exactly. I agree. Yes, I know, J-Bad. It is funny when Becky plays with them. Yes, Phoenix Book Girl. I technically am a boomer. I'm at the very end of the boomer era. Exactly. And that's the thing that they don't get. Okay, well, I'm 62, Janet. So, yeah, exactly. We're on the cusp. So we've got the boomer influence, but the Gen X mentality, I think. Anyway, what was I saying now? Like, free speech, to my understanding, as a Canadian who lives by the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, where we have freedom of expression, and there is a continuation of that sentence that I do not remember right now, but the theory is the same. You have freedom of rights against your government for free speech, not anywhere you want to go and blurt out whatever you want to say. It's just not the same thing. And I think a lot of people miss that distinction lesson. And the consequences are real. And unfortunately, some of them will then say, but I have free speech. What about my right to express myself? Yes, we are, Cricket. We're the same age. You have every right to express yourself if you choose to, but then you know what? You also have to expect that you are going to pay the consequences. So, anyway. I know that not everyone agrees with this thinking. And I did not practice this form of discipline as a first instinct. But I think some people missed out on spankings. That's just my opinion. You can have a different one. I don't have a problem with that. My daughters did get a couple of spankings through their years, but that had to be like the final straw at that point. I went through all the other levels first. But we're not here to talk about my parenting. So, anyway, yeah. See what happens when mods start talking about what they see. All right. So, Tory and Dean were out at Big Blue again the other night, and I am just so thrilled that she is able to get back out there. I like to see Tory on the screen, whether she's out protesting or she's at home talking to her chat. Either way is fine with me as long as she's still kicking it.
To Tory Magoo 44, I am with my friend. Let's see, how do I do this? Sorry, here we are. Here's where we are. Our usual place. Say hi, Drew.
Hi. Oh, I gotta bust out my sign. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, you gotta get your sign out.
I'll be getting my sign.
Cool. All right.
I hope that I'm as cool as Tory is when I get to that age. I'm just saying. All right. Now, of course, the Clearwater crew was out on Friday. And as expected, Aaron got a very warm reception from Scientologists. I mean, it's Aaron.
Ma'am, do either of you know Flavio Lugli? He's a superpower auditor at the base. Ma'am, Flavio Lugli's...
Go away!
Oh, ma'am, that's not the way to happiness. That's not in ARC.
I said go away.
Ma'am...
You do not have my permission to record. Go away or I will break your camera.
I hope you do, because then I'll call the police. I would love to call the police on a Scientologist.
I'll call the police on you.
Go ahead.
You don't know who I am.
Are you a Scientologist?
You're not. Go
Are
away.
you? Are you, though?
Your water bottle.
Deny it.
Go away.
If you throw water on me, I'm going to call the police.
Go ahead.
I will. I want you. I want to call the police on a Scientologist.
That's what you want. Oh. Here.
Yeah.
Oh,
so now that I have your attention, Flavio Lugli is a Sea Org member at Flag Land Base whose family hasn't seen him in 10 years.
Go away.
Would you please help us get word?
Go away!
You just pushed me, ma'am, and I'm calling the police on you. You just pushed me and I'm calling the police.
You know, if Aaron were not so secure in himself, he might get a complex with that treatment. but I don't think we have to worry about that. I happen to love that he just, when she first starts yelling, "Go away," he immediately is like, that's not very way to happiness. It's just like, he's got the comeback ready to go. Like, very quick thinker. There are a lot of things that you can say about Aaron, but he is very quick. Oh dear. Yeah, anyway, he did try to file a report, and well, the Clearwater police definitely need some attention, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. But before I do, this item is not about Scientology per se, but it is about a member of our community who needs our help. Many of you know NoFace. He is currently facing eviction while job hunting because his roommate moved out without notice after she inherited a house. I believe he's down to 4 days to come up with funds to pay the rent just to keep his home for another month while he continues to try to get a job. If you're able to help, any little bit counts. I'm going to bring up the GoFundMe page, and the link will be in the chat. He is currently at, $495 US. He set the goal at 950. That's just for 1 month. I'm not sure that that's honestly going to be enough, because we know that he's been looking for quite a while. And, oh, hello, Professor. And I am sending him all the good thoughts and wishes to get a job as quickly as possible. But I think that it would be better if he had more of a cushion, so that if it doesn't happen immediately, he doesn't have that on his back at the same time. So if you are at all able to contribute to the GoFundMe, please go and do so. That's one of the things that this community does best. We come together to support each other, and I would really like it if we could do that for NoFace. Now, also, I would like to remind you of Jenna's recent video, her call to action, that I had a brain fart earlier this week and forgot that I had even featured it on this very show. So I am showing you a post that I put up yesterday or the day before. I don't even remember now. Oh, yesterday, 23 hours ago. It says it right there. Anyway, Jenna's call to action with the link to her video. And a quote. And thank you to Antics for reminding me about this, because it's extremely important. And I have not heard any chatter within the community about doing this letter campaign by email or by snail mail. I believe those are all email addresses, but I'm pretty sure that you can find snail mail, which can also have an impact because less people do snail mail these days. this whole business with the Clearwater police showing up for Scientology, but not showing up for protesters, and just listening to only the Scientology story of an event, it's got to stop. They have to be called out for it. And again, another thing that this community does so well is dig into it and make the calls, write the emails, write the letters, and sign the petitions and all of that stuff. So I am reminding you once again, let's get this done. Let's call them out and make them answer for their behavior. And wow, that's it. And I haven't gone too far over my hour today. So, thank you all for your support, for the clips and links with timestamps. It really does make things a lot easier to pull the show together. And I pull out a lot less hair when putting the show together when you help. Special thanks, as always, to the mods who are the best of the best and who help me muddle through this on a regular basis, even when they're not sending me their homework. I really do appreciate you all very much. Thank you, Miss Kim. A good sense of humor is great. Yeah, I agree, Eyes. Helps us get through the day. Thank you all for being here, for your support for me and for all the small channels. And here we go again. Take care of each other. Have a good week. And remember, like who you like, watch who you want to watch. After all, we're not in a cult. And I will see you next time. Take care.
School and Mom celebrates the smaller channels who are working to bring down the cult and protect human rights. School and Mom celebrates the smaller channels, the ones who need more attention and are out there more and more. If you want School and Mom to show a small channel, send her clips and links, since you are making clips and sharing links is easy to do, whether you protest